Hi, I'm David Meyerowitz from Invision. Today we're going to take a look at the new Deep Collection subwoofers from Origin Acoustics. We've got 3 subwoofers in the range. We've got the sub D8, we've got the sub D10, and we've got the 12-inch, the sub D12 EQ. Now, I'm not going to tell you about all the features today. You can find all the details on the subwoofers at envisionexpress.com. What we are going to look at today is the new Bluetooth setup app. Okay, so let's have a look at the new Sub EQ app from Origin Acoustics. So go to the App Store, type in Origin Acoustics and download the app. You'll see it pop right up there on the App Store. So it's a Bluetooth connection to the subwoofer. There's no need for any pairing. As you can see within the app here, the sub I'm trying to connect to has already been discovered. So I simply need to click on the sub and it will start the pairing process. So this is the first screen that we come to. So this is the really kind of the most basic sort of setup. So we've got a volume slider here, and we can set some very basic EQ modes for the unit. So if your customer wants to have this app, so they can change it to night mode, obviously at night, to reduce some of the bass output, they can absolutely do that themselves. We're going to concentrate on the setup side of the application. So if I click on setup, you'll see these are the options that it gives me. So we'll start with low pass. So this is where we can cut the subwoofer frequency. So we can choose where the subwoofer cuts in and out. So say you've got a decent range loudspeaker and you want to cut the subwoofer out or start tailing it off at 110 Hertz, we can absolutely do that. We can move that scale up and down and choose exactly where you want to cut that off. If I scroll up, I can now go to the phase control. So we've got up to 360 degrees worth of phase control. Auto on off, it's pretty self-explanatory, but we can set the threshold there for the voltage trigger. We then have the parametric EQ. So this is if you want to do a complete manual EQ, you can absolutely do that yourself. You've basically got 8 set points, as you can see here. We can change the frequency, so I can say I want to at let's say 50 Hertz here, and I can change the bandwidth, so I can make that tighter or a bit broader on the bandwidth there, and I can choose the gain that I want to increase or decrease that frequency by. So this can do some decent manual EQ depending on how the room is reacting to the subwoofer. So if I scroll back up again, you can now see we have delay, so we can put up to 20 milliseconds worth of delay onto the subwoofer. We then have the auto EQ function. Now this is probably the best part of the app. This is, as the name suggests, it is a auto EQ function. So you can turn this on and off. So once you've saved an auto EQ setting, you can actually turn that on and off as required. Okay, so again, you can either leave that for the customer or they can be in control of that themselves. So let's click on Auto EQ and you can see what we're going to get. So you can see by the graph here, I'm getting real-time data of my room. Now this is just using the microphone built in to the iPad that I'm using today. We do have a calibrated microphone designed for use with iOS devices from Audio Control. It's a microphone with a lightning connector, so you can plug that directly into the iPad. Now it is a decent microphone and it is much more accurate than the microphone that's built into the iPad. But for the purposes of today, we'll use the built-in microphone, and you can see it reacting to my voice within the frequency range here. So the first step is to place your phone near the subwoofer, okay, your phone or your tablet, and hit go. Okay, and you can see that's taken a frequency sweep of the room, and we can now use the auto EQ setting to smooth out some of those dips and highs in there. So you now take your phone to the listening position. So of course, for the purposes of this demo, I'm not able to move the iPad, but you get the idea. So if I now hit go, Okay, so you can now see the green line, which is the smoothing of the curve. So you can see it's given us a boost around here. It's given us more boost again down at the lower frequencies, and you can see it's smoothed out all of those horrible, nasty, jutty little frequencies up at the top end. So that's how the auto EQ works. So that's now been saved into the subwoofer. So effectively from here the setup is done. So that is the Origin EQ sub app for the new Origin sub 8, 10 and 12. Okay, so that's the sub control app from Origin Acoustics. Hopefully that gives you a bit of an understanding as how we can actually set these subwoofers up using the free app. For more information, please call Invision on 01359 270 280, or alternatively, please contact your regional sales manager.